I just felt entitled to it as well. Yes. It was just dysfunctional from day one.
You know, as kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear. When all my sisters did, I try to do those things.
They went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there, all naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking about Boosie.
According to rumors on the street, Gabrielle Union is quietly preparing to present Dwayne Wade with divorce papers. And the story goes that she purportedly saw him approaching her while carrying a man. There is now a blind item that revealed Dwayne's true nature, revealing that he was having extramarital affairs. However, there are already rumors circulating from other sources suggesting that Dwayne may have gone off course with a guy. Furthermore, let me inform those who have been snooping around behind the scenes. This is hardly shocking, and some fans even speculate that Gabrielle was aware of Dwayne's bisexuality all along and just wanted it to remain a secret. Additionally, rumors that Dwayne and Gabrielle enjoy hosting wild parties at their pad continue to surface. Will Gabrielle reveal Dwayne's secret? And is this really the end of the road for the two of them? Let's dissect everything. In a recent interview with Sway, Gabrielle Union said this.
Gabrielle Union recently did an interview with Sway and said this.
He eats her, then does that mean she has to eat the man?
If we're talking about, equal time here.
Guys really aren't, at least the ones I know, aren't really into this.
That's what they say.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm more surprised that she admitted that she eats booty or that he likes it.
As previously mentioned, there has been a lot of discussion around Gabrielle and Dwayne's alleged hosting of somewhat unusual parties at their home, wherein younger men perform for elderly Hollywood gentlemen. Furthermore, there are whispers that Gabrielle was aware that Dwayne was a two-edged sword from the beginning. As everyone is aware, there has long been speculations that Dwayne is on the DL. However, a number of entertainment industry insiders have recently come forward with some rather outrageous charges. And no, honey, these rumors didn't appear out of thin air. They actually stem from remarks made by people who were close associates of Dwayne's in the past. In 2010, Richard Von Hopman, Dwayne's former business partner, claimed that while Dwayne was still married to Siopin Funches, he used to throw covered parties that were drugged out. Richard remembered one occasion when the cleaning staff arrived at Dwayne's 4-bedroom high-rise apartment to find quite the mess. Richard stated, "I went down there, and what I saw was disgusting." This wasn't the first time the apartment had been left in such disarray and squalor. He told of half-eaten food decaying on tables and furniture, empty champagne and hard liquor bottles, nearly empty blunts, and used condoms all scattered around the floor. Several times a week, Dwayne and his group threw these parties, inviting a large number of people, mostly rappers and ladies they'd met at clubs. Even after Dwayne's romance with Gabrielle and his divorce from his first wife, these purported get-togethers persisted. Richard also made the implication that Gabrielle frequently attended these events. Although Richard didn't specifically state that Dwayne dated other men during these events, the claims made by other insiders leave one to wonder what really happened at these gatherings. It is also important to note that Dwayne's ex-wife claimed during their divorce that Dwayne had given her an STD sometime around 2007, which is when Richard claimed Dwayne began throwing these outrageous parties. Dwayne tried to sue his ex-wife for defamation of character, but the rumors about his sexuality continued. Inadvertently feeding these rumors was Dwayne, who acknowledged dressing up in women's clothes in the past. In a recently circulated interview, Dwayne discussed his support for his transgender daughter Zia at the time of her announcement. He also disclosed that he used to like dressing in his sister's shoes and clothes when he was younger.
When it hit my doorstep at 3 years old, like I said, when me and my wife looked at each other, right? And the reason we looked at each other is because of this, as kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear. When all my sisters did, I try to do those things. So at first I said to myself, oh no, I did that. So I ain't just doing the things that I did. And then it kept going further and further. And then me and my wife had to look at each other and say, well, what if? And at that moment, everything that I was taught went out the window because now I'm a parent. And my sole job and my sole responsibility is to make sure that this kid grow up knowing that it's supported and is loved.
Speaking of Dwayne and Gabrielle's parenting style, there has also been controversy around Zia, Dwayne's daughter. Xiaobin, Dwayne's ex-wife, asserted that they coerced Zia into changing her gender identity in order to benefit financially, and charged that they utilized Zia's gender identification as a publicity stunt. Another problem arose when, in violation of a parenting arrangement with Xiaopin that called for her involvement in such choices, Dwayne and Gabrielle applied to officially change Zia's name and gender before she reached 18. In an attempt to thwart this request, Xiaopin filed formal paperwork demonstrating that, in accordance with the terms of the custody agreement she and Dwayne had previously negotiated, he is required to consult with her and seek her input on any significant decisions pertaining to their 2 children. However, the court allowed Dwayne and Gabrielle's request to modify Zia's legal identification at the age of 15. Dwayne subsequently retaliated against Xiaopin, accusing her of putting her own needs and wants ahead of those of her kids. Many followers turned to social media to express their disapproval of this comment, claiming that Dwayne and Gabrielle were the ones who were taking center stage in Zia's predicament. Simultaneously, gossip persisted regarding Dwayne and Gabrielle's non-traditional union and clandestine gatherings. Subsequently, Jaguar Wright claimed in an interview that this is a common occurrence in the business and that other Hollywood couples, Will and Jada, G. Lo, and Mark Anthony, and now the Wades, engage in some crazy antics. Jaguar further asserted that following the entanglement incident, these events shifted from the Smiths to the Wades. Jaguar has now made it clear that her remarks are unrelated to Dwayne and Gabrielle's endorsement of Zia's shift. She went on to say that she had personally witnessed dubious and unsettling activities at one of the Wade's house parties, according to numerous young men in the profession.
I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front till they went to the back and there was a bunch of old fucking niggas and fucking young boys back there, all naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking shit about Boosie. Maybe you suspicious of him because of the shit that's happening in your house. Out of here. These niggas be talking greasy on all kinds of shit. But I don't like when these so-called black Hollywood couples want to come in and then they want to sit there and play gatekeeper. Meanwhile, they're abusing and misusing all kinds of young people. And guess what? Don't nobody want to admit that they a victim. So they pretend to be friends.
Additionally, Jaguar attacked Gabrielle for her remarks regarding Boosie, implying that Gabrielle was transferring her husband's problems onto other people. As she sat there, Gabrielle discussed Boosie. Perhaps you're wary of him because of the drama taking place in your home.
Will never abandon you, ever. But sometimes you're gonna have to leave. And so far, so good, you know. Sorry, Boosie. He's so preoccupied.
Yeah, he is. Very much
Almost
so.
like thou doth protest too much, little Booze.
I'm gonna look.
You got a lot of on your mind.
I mean, it's
Throw
like
that out there.
It's like Zaya and Lil Nas X live in his head.
For free, rent free.
Like what?
It's like, sir, something you want to just go ahead and tell us. This is a safe space. We can be your sanctuary.
Perhaps that safe space was not provided for him.
Boosie publicly criticized Dwayne and Gabrielle for enabling Zaya to undergo a gender transformation before she turned 18. But Gabrielle responded by saying that Boosie is the one who is having identity issues. As you are now aware, Boosie was not going to remain silent in the wake of this, and he attacked Gabrielle on Twitter, accusing her of being only incensed that her husband's little secret had been revealed. Haha. The world is aware of my passion for women, just as it is aware of your husband's love for D. I hope you realize that Black people don't view you two as a power couple. They don't. Boosie further stated that although he had no intention of outing Dwayne, he had to quickly correct Gabby after she accused him of being in the closet. Here you are, after my refusal to discuss you all during the interviews. You little white chick, go beat him with that and wait for a script. Woman, this clarifies why, after that, Gabrielle never attempted to approach Boosie again. Boosie, however, didn't end there and made an appearance on Vlad TV later on. He was right when he said that Gabrielle was being hypocritical by trying to use his sexual orientation as a cause of offense. You little ass. On social media, rumors regarding Dwayne and Gabrielle's purported men-only parties grew more popular. Fans conjectured that Gabrielle's defensive behavior whenever her marriage is brought up is a sign that she has something she wants us to know. During her appearance on the Bloomberg original series Idea Generation earlier this year, Gabrielle was questioned about how she handles the hysterical allegations that have been spreading about her and Dwayne. She added that she only values criticism from those she respects, thus they don't bother her. How should I respond to criticism? Depending on who is giving me the criticism, yes. I take it for what it is. If you are someone I respect and believe is looking out for my best interests, I also attempt to see what you perceive. I wouldn't classify someone as critical if they believe that criticism equates to insulting. It never even reaches me. That doesn't appeal to me. However, a lot of people thought that Gabrielle's girl boss attitude was really her way of overcompensating for something while putting on a brave front. To top it all off, fresh claims have surfaced in the media suggesting that Gabrielle is thinking about getting a divorce since she is supposedly sick of living a double life and supporting Dwayne. In a recent line item, Demos claimed that Dwayne had been seen going on what appeared to be a date with a woman who wasn't Gabrielle. Subsequently, however, Dwayne was allegedly on a date with another man, according to various gossip blogs. To be clear, at this time, all of these are simply rumors, but fans and the streets are guessing that Gabrielle knew from the beginning that Dwayne had some secrets, if you get what I mean. However, the majority of fans claim that Gabrielle is unlikely to ever serve Dwayne with divorce papers, and that they will probably continue to write it out. You know, whatever Will and Jada said, lousy marriage for life. However, what do you think of this mess?